everyone, today I'm going to take you through a quick stretch to get ourselves nice and relaxed after all the hard work that we've done this week. So if you want to get onto the floor, onto your mat, what we're going to do is we're going to start by just moving our hips a little bit, so rocking them from side to side. So what I want you to do is just try and create nice big window wiper movements with those knees. So bringing them all the way down to the ground if you can. Really opening them up. So as you can see, I'm still in my jumper this morning because it's a bit chilly, and this is all about being comfortable, this one. So you're going to take it nice and slow. Just really work the muscles and the joints in our body a little bit. So get them nice and relaxed after the week that we've had. Good, so you should really feel this in the hip joints, especially if you sit at a desk all day. Okay, let's do one more on each side. Nice and slowly. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Then we're going to come up into a tabletop position. So I want you to come forward onto your hands and knees like this. Then what I want you to do is have a nice flat back. Push yourself away from the ground. Have nice strong straight arms. Push into your palms. And then I want you to curve your back up. So we call this an angry cat position. So we're tucking our chin to our chest, and we're really focusing on rounding that back up. So you can just move a little bit from side to side, it'll be a nice stretch through the back. And then I want you to take a breath in, and as you do, move through to a cow belly. So we're pushing our belly down to the floor, we're pushing our head up to the sky, we're creating an arch in the opposite direction. So again, we can add a bit of movement into this. If it's comfortable, take a nice deep breath, get that air into your body. I then want you to move back through into the angry cat position. Lovely stretch out in the back. Oh, that is nice. And then we're going to come back through to that cow belly. Lovely. Good work. So come back into the flat back position, and then come back onto your ankles, knees, feet, whatever they are. What we're going to do next is we're going to come forward into a bit of a lunge. So I want you to come back onto that all four position and push up into a plank. What I then want you to do is push back into a downward dog. Stretch out the backs of those legs and just hang out here for a second. Take a nice deep breath in. You can walk your feet out if that's comfortable. Stretching out the backs of the legs. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And then I want you to slowly walk your feet up to your hands, sorry. When you're here, I want you to just hang out again. Just hang out, let it all hang out. Feel really nice in the backs of the legs and the back. And then I want you to really slowly roll up every single vertebrae of the back. Really nice and slowly, with the shoulders coming up last, up, back and down. Ooh, give them a little roll backwards. Lovely. Okay, so what I'd then like you to do is come to the back of the mat, take a nice big step forward. So into a nice big lunge position. Lower the back knee down, and then start to lean forward into that hip flexor to stretch it out. You should be tucking the pelvis under, so scooping the tailbone under, not sticking the bum out and leaning forward. So a nice straight position, and lean into that hip flexion. You'll feel a lovely stretch down the front of that thigh. Take some deep breaths in and out, and in and out. Perfect. From here, I want you to sit back onto that back foot and lean forward over that front leg. So we're going to get a nice stretch down the back of our hamstring. Again, breathe in and breathe out. It's not about bending over as such, it's about leaning forward. So elongating our back and our chest over that leg. Get a nice stretch. Perfect. What we're then going to do is come forward and bring our knee out across in front of us so we can come into a nice pigeon pose. So your front knee will be bent and you'll be creating a stretch across your glutes and the side of your glutes just here. So I'm going to turn around so that I'm facing the camera. So have a nice stretch here. You can use your hands to keep you up if it's quite intense. You can bend your legs a bit more if it's too much for you. And if you are really easily doing this, then you can walk yourself down onto your hands and just hang out here for a second, taking some nice deep breaths. Whew. Great. So now we're going to come back up, and from here push ourselves back into that plank position. I then want you to step the opposite leg forward. So we're now forward with the other leg. We're coming down with the opposite back leg. Coming up to a low lunge position. And again, leaning forward into the hip flexor, but this time on the other leg. So a nice stretch down the front of our hip. Again, tucking that pelvis under and really focusing on stretching that muscle gently. Only go to where you feel a slight stretch. You don't want to be really overstretching and hurting yourself. So take another deep breath here. Lovely. What I then like to do is come back and sit on that heel and lean over that front leg. So again, elongating that chest up and forward with that breath in. On the exhale, start to lean forward and stretch out the back of the leg. Take some nice deep breaths, breathe into the stretch. Don't overstretch, don't push it to where it hurts. You want a nice gentle sensation. If you are here and your knee's bent, it's okay, just go wherever you can go. So take another deep breath. Perfect. So we're going to come forward into that pigeon stretch, knee across the body, putting our front knee down in front of us and coming up into that nice pigeon pose, stretching out that other glute. So again, you can sit up, you can use your hands to push you up. You want to try and get your hips close to the ground as possible on both sides, so you'll feel a stretch here on the hip flexor but also on the glute. If you've got it, come down onto your hands or your elbows and just breathe. So nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. Really breathe into that stretch. Again, only go to where it's comfortable. Don't push it too far that it hurts. Perfect. Slowly bring yourself up if you're on the ground. Bring that knee back behind you and come back to sit on your heels. I'm just going to have a gentle neck stretch, so take one hand across to the opposite ear and really gently stretch that neck. Point the fingers of the ear side, hand down to the floor. Feel a lovely stretch across your neck just here. Breathe. And come back to the centre. And then do the other side, stretching those fingers away from your body. Nice gentle stretch across the neck. If you sit at a computer, this is going to feel lovely for you. Perfect. And bring your head back to centre. Well done. Thank you for joining me for this very quick stretch today. Your body will have really needed it, so it will be very grateful, and thank you for it. See you next week for some more workouts.